10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tractor systems are offline.
Welcome to the Banter Club. Join myself, Mark, along with TY, Jackie, and Mahal as we talk all things sport. We will definitely trash your team, and if you don't like it, we'll definitely tell you your favorite footballer is a tax evader. Join us every week on the Banter Club.
Are we really doing this?
Of course, we are, definitely.
So it is officially the 10th episode. I can't believe we're 10 episodes in. It's the 10th episode, and you know 10 is a very, very special number in the football. So we had to make it a special episode, considering the events that took place last week, with Sundowns losing to Kaizer Chiefs. Miracles do happen in football. It's going to be a very, very special podcast. We've got special guests. Before I introduce our special guests, let me just greet the banters, the regular banters. Ona, how you doing?
I'm good, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Jackie, Gabrielo.
KPY, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Fortunately, Mark is going to be joining us later. Mahal is not joining us today. But from the Chiefs camp, we've got a gent from Amakhosi4Live, creator and founder of Amakhosi4Live, a fan blog for Kaizer Chiefs fans. He goes by the name of Altamish. Altamish, how you doing, man?
Hey, brothers, how you doing? Amakhosi4Live, yeah. How you doing? It's a bit of a downer, though. I'm not gonna say my spirits aren't that high today, but I'm gonna try and bring the energy.
I'm not gonna say we're surprised, but hey, what can we say? All right, from the Sundowns camp, we have Tabiso Mutro. He goes by the name Aizo on Twitter. He's part of the MSFC fan blog, the Mamelodi Sundowns FC fan blog, where they review games and do a whole lot for the Sundowns fans. Aizo, how you doing, man?
Thank you guys for the invite.
No, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. All right, so today we're going to kickstart it off with a game. Gents, I hope you've got your PSL trivia on lock. Are we good to go?
Yeah, we're going to try. Let's go.
Okay, cool stuff. So since it is a Sundowns vlog versus Amakhosi4Live, they're going to go head-to-head in a Mamelodi Sundowns versus Kaizer Chiefs, the battle of the vlogs. We might have lost in the field, but I don't think Sundowns is losing here today. I'm gonna start it off. It's gonna be 5 easy questions that you need to answer. Nothing hectic, but if you watch football, you should know.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So what you do is you just shout your name. Whoever shouts their name first gets to answer the question.
Sure.
We're gonna start it off easy. Let's kickstart it off very, very easy. Who was the coach who won the league with Manning Rangers in 96, 97?
Altamish.
Tabiso, go for it. You were first.
40%.
Oh! Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Let's not the one.
That's
Sure,
1-0
trigger.
to Mamelodi Sundowns.
Quick on the trigger. Like I said, we lost to Chipa United, so I'm a bit slow.
Look with us, man. Do it for the Amakhosi supporters, brother.
Need to redeem ourselves.
Yeah, let's do this, man.
Okay, next question. Very, very next question. Which team has the most points in a season in 30 games? Altamish?
Is it Sundowns?
Absolutely correct. It is.
I don't know if I should celebrate this outside because but it's right.
What happened, Masandawana? What happened?
He makes a comeback like
Have we shot through that one to you, bro? Okay, the third question. Which player has scored for the most different teams in the PSL era?
Altamish.
Is
it Siyabonga Nomvete?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a hint. He's played for Sundowns and he's played for Kaiser Chiefs as well.
Can I assist?
No.
Chiefs and Chiefs.
Mark Butler.
Incorrect.
Altovish. I think I know the answer. Is it Joseph Ladler?
No, incorrect.
No.
Mabuti Kanyeza.
The correct answer is Mabuti Kanyeza.
That's why Una doesn't want me to help them. These people.
Okay, let's take it back to the coaches real quick. How many PSL titles does Ted Dimitri have? Tabiso?
4.
Absolutely correct.
Nice.
He won 2 with Kaiser Chiefs and he won 2 with Mamelodi Sundowns. All right. For this one, I'm going to span in the works now. Who is the oldest player to play in the PSL?
Easy one.
Tabiso.
John
Shoes Musho.
No.
Nope, incorrect.
Hold on. What's this guy's name? Oh my God.
Andrew Aronson.
That's correct. It is.
Call out his name. You didn't call out his name.
No, but wait. I get when you go for the first time, you call out your name. Second time, it's a 50-50. Everyone is ball.
No, you didn't call it. I think let's throw in an extra question, TY.
Come on, Una. Come on.
No. That one I won't take.
Okay. Now you keep the score. What's the score right now?
What is it? 3-1 or 2-1?
3-1. Okay. If you take away this point, it's 2-1.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Here's a tricky one as well. What is the longest range goal ever scored in the PSL? Hint, obviously, Sunderland. It was against Sunderland, that's clear. But
Tabiso, get it wrong.
Tabiso. Yeah?
This is obvious. It's obvious, bro.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the range, but I remember the goal scorer.
Who was it?
Philip, who's this guy now? He's from Ghana, man. He's dark skin.
You're very hot, Chief. You're very hot.
Wait, I think it's was it about 100? 100?
100?
You know, 100 meters, bro.
I'm gonna say 40 meters because I forgot. Is it Diop? I think
it is more Diop.
Yes, more Diop. Yeah.
Correct. So it is 3-1 at this point.
Yeah.
Last question. This one is a bit of a tricky one as well. Most consecutive Premier League soccer league matches scored in. Who scored the most consecutive PSL games? Hint, it was for Kaiser Chiefs. Tabiso?
Besuma.
Incorrect.
Smiling assassin.
Huh?
I don't know who this is.
Tabiso, Musona.
Incorrect.
Oh.
I sold him.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
He still plays in the PSL. And I think he scored today, if I'm not mistaken.
Tabiso.
Yes?
Majoro.
It is Major. He scored in 7 games in a row.
Which season?
Yeah, bo.
In which season?
2012-2013.
I know it sounds too good to be true. Majoro.
Hey, don't disrespect Major. Don't disrespect him.
No, that was fun.
He still got it. Man. He still got it.
So that is a 5-1 win?
4-1.
It was a complete whitewash almost.
It was a whitewash. It was definitely
Just
a
like
whitewash. Not a whitewash. It was almost a whitewash. It wasn't a whitewash.
A familiar score for Pirates fans.
As long as 6, let's not endanger Pirates fans.
Yo.
Are there any Pirates fans on this conversation?
Unfortunately not.
That's good.
I'm here for the banter.
They played in the Vela League of Afcons of Africa, so they don't deserve to be here.
Yeah, you know this. You know this.
Hey, these first timers are loud, eh? Anyway. All right, let's talk PSL results real quick, gents. Let's get started off with Sunday's results. Kaizer Chiefs 2. Mamelodi Sundowns 1. Now I'm gonna start this off with Una. Una predicted the scoreline.
It still sounds fresh.
Aye, it's not that fresh. We can't just now. Una, give me your thoughts on the game. How did you know you were going to win 2-1? Balance us.
He guessed.
No, man, it's very simple. I'm sure even Tabiso can agree to this. Kaizer somehow, it's a whole different game when Kaizer Chiefs face Mamelodi Sundowns. Even if Kaizer Chiefs is doing bad, somehow they have the number for Sundowns. And I think we had a bit of a masterstroke. Even we Kaizer Chiefs fans were actually more surprised about it. Having Pilani Zulu there as an inclusion to our lineup and actually not was actually something that I didn't expect, because usually that's our weakest side, because they play Reef Flossler and it's not his natural position. So yeah, it was actually a masterstroke. But in terms of my prediction of the 2-1, I want to talk about it. I think I had it in me that the guys will be more motivated. As much as Sundowns is not our arch rivals, they're still a small team that gives us problems now and then in terms of titles. But yeah, I thought the gents will be motivated for that one.
Tabi, so they're saying you're gonna agree with this one. Do you agree?
I agree with the first part, where he said, you see, with this Sundowns Chiefs game, I think form to a certain extent goes out of the window. I even said when we were shooting the preview, I said Chiefs players are friends with Sundowns players, ne? So losing to Sundowns and having Sundowns go invincible, they're not gonna let Sundowns achieve that, you know. And I knew that we will have the ball. We'll have a lot of the ball. I actually also predicted the Chiefs lineup and said Gavin will definitely drop Mshini. He'll have more runners in the middle field, because Mshini is good on the ball. So you won't need Mshini because Sundowns will have the bulk of the ball.
Did you think the three wise men predicted that? Did you think I think you guys were surprised with our lineup. And
yes,
you guys didn't know how to handle Zulu. You didn't know how to
even a good game.
True. I was surprised with the Chiefs because I didn't expect Chiefs to play three at the back, like 3 center backs. You know, I thought they'll go with 2. So because they had 3 center backs and then they had 2 full backs in Fosler and Pilani. So I didn't think Gavin will go with that. You know, and I think it was a master. So I think he caught our 3 guys with their pens down with that tactic, eh?
And things also changed. I must say, sorry, I was on button. They changed also because you guys didn't see Msholozi coming. Also, you know, you guys thought this come on now.
Mandela fell asleep on that one. I blame Mandela for that.
But it's not only Mandela. We were disorganized for that goal, man. Like we had just conceded, né? And we had just made a sub in a very vital position. So we needed to regroup, keep the ball, and then start attacking again. We considered, and then we immediately went on the attack, on the offensive. We should have relaxed for a few minutes, gotten Vala a bit into the game, and then started attacking. You look at that goal, man. Tabello is trying to, if you watch the highlights, Tabello is trying to play an offside trap of somehow. Mandela is off position. It's a mess. It was a mess, honestly, man. It was a mess.
Jackie, you know the second goal came right after Jali came out. Would you say that Jali's substitution, like what Tabisa just said now, is what killed us, that second goal? I mean, both goals came after the substitution, if I'm not mistaken.
He deserved to come off. He was just kicking us all over the park. You saw what he did. He just kicked. He kicked Bilal, and then as soon as who's this came on? As soon as Msholozi
Zuma.
came on, also he got kicked.
Yeah.
So Jali deserved to go off also.
Yo, this man is not holding anything back. He's here for violence. I love it.
But before the actual goal, and I think this is something that Sana has been struggling with the last couple of games, that Downs doesn't know how to kill games. And we had a lot of opportunities in the second half. Fine, we're not really good in the second half because Chiefs constantly attacked us, obviously. But we had a chance. I remember, I think, was it Give Mutupa had a chance on, I think, in the 50th minute to score a goal, and my boy, they didn't take those opportunities. And that's where you started seeing Chiefs up in the tempo. Then immediately when Jali got injured, you saw Chiefs now causing havoc on the right-hand side. And that's when the first goal from Nukovic came in, that own goal by the skipper Lebusa. Then immediately when the second goal came in, it seemed as if the three wise men, they seemed very, very confused. They didn't know what to do anymore because, well, it came out of nowhere. You get me? And one other thing that I've also realized is that I think it's as if Downs is now getting to a stage where the pressure is getting too much for them. I think the amount of games they've been playing the last couple of weeks is now really affecting them fatigue-wise. And you could see that against Kaizer Chiefs. We were not as in sync as I expected us to be, particularly in the midfield. So it was really, really surprising to see Sundowns playing like that.
Can I just ask real quick, and anybody can answer this one? What is Mabue's role at Sundowns?
And I'm on asking.
So would you like to answer that one?
Yeah, let me answer that. Mabue for me plays a huge role in our team as an aide. If you look at Mabue, most of the technical fouls, he's the one who makes them. He breaks play from the opponents, especially like in when they counter Mabue. So you need someone with energy. He drives with the ball. He's different to Spelele in a way, you know. So Spelele combines play when you compare the two aids. So they're two different types of aids, and I really think Mabue is really important to the team, especially in this position. If you remember very well, he played the same position at Maritzburg. And
but now,
Tabi,
so I just wanted to ask something before you continue. But
okay.
What is he offering for us? What is he offering Sundowns offensively? Because looking at today's game in particular, it seems as if he loses a lot of balls in the final third. When he needs to shoot, doesn't shoot, and even when he takes his opportunities, he hits them over the box, or he doesn't even hit the target.
I second you.
Fair enough. His shooting technique is really poor. For someone who scored a lot of goals, obviously played as a striker when he scored a lot of goals for us. I think, was it last season or the season before last? I can't remember very well. Yeah. But the thing is, Mabue's role in the team is not to be offensive. Yes, you need him to be clinical in the final third, but that's not his role. You know, you look at today's lineup. They had Spelele playing as a 10. Spelele is not a 10. He looked lost at 10. Mabue, like I said, he's mainly there to help cover in terms of things like technical fouls, building play, cycling the ball. You know, if you watch Sundowns, we keep a lot of possession. We don't just attack. Pirates, when they get the ball, the first thing they do is attack. Sundowns doesn't do that.
Just run. That's all.
Yes. So we rotate the ball, and as soon as we find a gap, that's when we attack. That's where Lebu and someone like River come in for me. I think one last point. I think for Flip, I'm gonna sound like Junior Kanye now. For a car to move.
Okay.
For a car to move forward, Every part in the car has a role that it plays, and Mabue has his role in our team. You know, it might not be the fanciest, but I think he's very important.
Wanna give us your thoughts on this one, quick?
I think with Mawoye, it's more like Bernard Parker at Kaizer Chiefs. At first, most supporters, I think people listening to the podcast will be very much aware that I'm the first one to criticize Parker. But before, Parker didn't have a defined role. He would play here 5 minutes, next moment is at left back, next moment is at right back, next moment is there trying to score and he's failing to score. Up until I think the Sundowns game, the previous game, where he actually was playing a very defined role, where he was playing a 6-6 with Ublum. So once you have a player playing a defined role, like I think if that can happen for Mawoye at Sundowns, if he can has a defined role, then you can actually get the best out of a player. Look at what's happening at Parker. The past 2 games, he's actually been doing well, besides the back passes, but he's actually been doing well, breaking down the play like Mawoye does sometimes at Sundowns, breaking down the play, starting the attack. And yeah, like I'm saying, if you can get Mawoye to get a defined role, he will actually do most for the team. And for Parker, as much as I'm saying he's been doing well the past 2 games, the man is finished. The man should get a and go find a mine somewhere to work, because football is done.
Altamish, come in, please defend Parker. I beg of you.
You know, he was the thing is, Una started off. Was it Una, right?
Yes.
He started off quite well by talking about and praising Parker for his last 2 or 3, well, not last 2, but the Sundowns game and the game before that, and his performances in CAF also were quite well, you know.
True.
But I was going to comment that a large percentage of the fan base really wants him gone, regardless of how well he plays. And sometimes I agree and I disagree sometimes, because there are days when he puts on that captain's armband and he goes in fighting, you know, for the club. And then there's games like today, he just goes off the radar. So I'm like in the middle about where this guy, I don't know. I would rather maybe see him as how slowly we start winding him down to a like a super sub kind of position. I don't think he should be starting games.
Yeah, no, I hear you. When it comes to Bernard Parker, it's a tricky one. Can I just ask, man? Interesting. No, can I just ask a question? Man?
Okay.
My favorite player at Kaizer Chiefs right now has to be Bernard Parker. I mean, not Bernard Parker, Katsande. And Katsande for me has been holding the Chiefs midfield intact. Nowadays, there's no defensive midfield that's actually playing that role, which is why I think Chiefs is losing. Cardoso played it well, but then now he's back at the back. What's Aran in that situation? Wanna go first, please?
You see, with Katsande, just like Atlamish said, he's one of the players which I wouldn't let go of as quickly as possible. I will bring him in as sort of like a sub, and there are certain games where you will have to bring in Katsande, because like Atlamish said, when Parker puts on the armband, he brings in the love, he brings in the fight in him, which is the same thing that you get from Katsande when he comes in. And nowadays, when Katsande comes in as a sub, he even makes forward runs, something that we are not used to Katsande. So I think he's still a good player, but he's not a player that you will play in, week out, 90 minutes. There's certain games that you can play Katsande. I think a game like if we still had the Highlands Park where they were playing in a smaller field and they're very tight in their positions, their small spaces, you bring in a Katsande to actually protect our defense, because in their small spaces, I think now TS Galaxy actually tries to do that. Even Chippa United now and then tries to do that. You have a Katsande who will try to break down the plays, because what most teams do when they play Kaizer Chiefs is they try to bypass the middle field and go straight to the defense. Now, if you have a Katsande in there, they will try to break that down and actually play. And when you play in the CAF games, as much as there are teams yes, there are teams that you might play Ukatsande, but I think the advantage, which is an advantage for most South African teams when they go to CAF competition, you have players that you don't really have destroyers. You actually have quick players because South African game is actually fast. You have quick players. So I wouldn't play a Katsande. I'll actually bring in a Katsande later in the game just to protect the score or just to calm down the game. So yeah, that's in terms of Katsande, that's where I stand. I think Atlamish can take it further from here.
Yeah. I agree. Katsande, I also favor Katsande ahead of Blom, and ahead of Cardozo in that DM position. He's a hard man, he works quite hard and he's always getting in, going in for those tackles, trying to break up the play. You're right. Recently, sometimes also Blom, he had a great game against Sundowns, and sometimes he disappears in games, so he doesn't really show up. So I think, maybe Gavin needs to alternate maybe sometimes, but that's been the problem. Gavin Hunt's also been, it's been so long now and through the season, he still doesn't know his defining 11. And that's what most Chiefs fans, including myself, have been complaining about. He doesn't have a definitive 11. Who's your best 11? And Gavin Hunt doesn't know that.
But you can't blame him. I mean, he was thrown in the deep end and he's trying to swim. I mean, one game top 8, next game number 9, next game maybe number 15. We don't know what's happening at Kaizer Chiefs.
That won't happen, brother. That won't happen.
Let's hope so. So today, Kaizer Chiefs lost. Since we're talking about Kaizer Chiefs, lost to Chiefs United 1-0. What went wrong? On fire against Sundowns, Chiefs United. 1-0 in the 84th minute. Evanga scores a goal. What happened? I saw that goal and I'm trying to understand what went wrong. Altamish, please balance us there.
Okay. I'll tell you what went wrong, and I think I ranted about it on our platform this afternoon. Anyway, it has a lot to do with, and I don't usually do this, and I know a lot of fans have already been doing this since halfway the season. They point fingers at Gavin Hunt, and today I had to point fingers at Gavin Hunt because each week he continuously has selected Cardozo and Matoho in the centre back pairing when they both have been making the same kind of mistakes every week, and it's getting tiring seeing these guys make the same mistakes or making mistakes at the back. Last week or against Sundowns, it was Cardozo. The week before, Matoho. The week before that was both Matoho and Cardozo, and there's miscommunication between. There was this miscommunication between Ngezana and the three of them. Ngezana, Cardozo, and Tower. Just there's this terrible mix-ups always at the back. One doesn't know how to talk to the other one, and I don't know what Gavin Hunt's telling them in training, but Gavin Hunt has just kept with the same two. And I don't know. Somebody told me they're the best two we have, which I think at least dropping them to to show a point. You were playing shit. You made these mistakes. Sorry, I don't mean to curse there. I don't know what the thing is on the banter podcast. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
But they were playing. They weren't playing well. You drop someone. You say, okay, this is what you made a mistake. You drop someone, bring someone else. I know Rama has played centre back earlier in the season. He showed that he can play in that position. And now Rama's just been sitting on the bench now for the past couple of games. He could have easily, slotted in that centre back with either one of them, just to prove a point. But he kept up with them. And now we saw what happened today with Tower. I don't know what he was thinking by heading that. I mean, he could have headed that ball anywhere else. I don't know. And I'm not going to blame Kune. That wasn't Kune's fault.
It's football 101. You always head the ball away from goal in a dangerous position. Yeah, safety first. Jackie, you want to comment?
This is simple, man. I want to win by luck is problematic in food. Win by luck is the problem.
Okay.
Winning by luck is a problem. You will think you can beat every single team. This is simple. And I said it. Chiefs won by luck on Sunday. That's the first thing. Like what our coach said. Sundowns lost for itself. Simple. We didn't lose to Kaizer Chiefs. And they were so sure that going into a game against Chippa United, we're guaranteed to at least get 3 points. And I agree with Ultimisha. You know what? The biggest problem of Kaizer Chiefs is it's consistency. You don't really have a proper starting 11 for Gavin Hunt. And one of the major problems is that the defense is not really strong enough because you're constantly chopping and changing. So when you're constantly chopping and changing, you're bound to make a lot of mistakes. You get me? But looking at the goal by Evan Gar, I was really surprised because that was really simple. The communication between him and Nkune, it was very simple. Why couldn't he just hit the ball into the stand or something? You get me?
Yes.
Or communicate with Tumele Nkune, you know, the ball is coming. Let's let the ball away from danger. But we also forget that Evan Gar has always been a problem for Kaizer Chiefs. He did the same thing last season while he's still playing for Wits. They lost the league title because of him. But Chiefs, when they start buying defenders for next season, they really need to fix the defense. Because I don't think players like your Cardoso, your Masandawana will be there again next season for Kaizer Chiefs because it seems as if they're not in the right mindset to play for Kaizer Chiefs. If you look at a player like Masandawana, his mind is no longer at Kaizer Chiefs anymore, and it's been the case for the past couple of seasons. So Kevin Hunt needs to sit down and just start preparing properly because for next season, look for proper defenders because now going into the Champions League now in the knockout stages, and you find a defense like that, I can guarantee they're going to be humble.
Definitely. We can give them Bangali Sumahoro. He's available.
Hey, Ona,
you want to chip in there?
I'll start with Jackie. Jackie, I disagree. We haven't been chopping and changing with our defense. Yes, the defense that started with the season and the defense that's playing now is not the same, but the current defense has been playing together for about 10 to 15 games now, and it's really unfair. Remember how Akum Ake, he made one mistake and he was gone. I think one or two mistakes and he was gone. But somehow Gavin Hunt, every single day at the end of each match, post-match interview, he's saying that defensive error, schoolball error from our defense. And somehow he still keeps the same two players, Cardoso and Mato. And if I remember properly, when the season began, he mentioned that he doesn't want to play Cardoso at centre-back. But somehow Cardoso went back to centre-back. Like Atlami said, I think it's about time we drop the two. Maybe try to reintroduce Rama and maybe one of the two. Maybe I think Mato needs some time on the stands because not only because of what happened today, but I think it's also a thing of I don't think his mind is in football lately. I don't want to speculate, but I think his head is elsewhere. It's not on football. And even Gavin Hunt said this about the whole team, I think about 2 weeks back, where he said, if you have your mind in football and your heart in football, then you start playing. Look what's happening to Kune. He's not yet back to his best, but since he's framing himself towards football, he's actually doing well. He's pulling great saves. So if Mato can just get his mind frame back into football, I think that can help him. And in terms of our defense, there's this young defender who went to Sundowns. I think it's Tristan Moses or Morris or something.
Yes.
If
he had set it out at Kaizer Chiefs, I think right now, as we speak, he would have been playing instead of Cardoso and Mato. But like I said, there are a number of MDC players who can come in now. There's nothing to lose. The season is practically over for us. We're just waiting to see out the season. Maybe we still have something to look out for in the Champions League. But in terms of the PSL, I think, like Atlami said, maybe it's time to just prepare our team for the future and maybe try to see these guys out, the old guard out, bring in the youngsters, try to see if you can actually blend them in next season with the new signings. So that's where I stand. And I wanted to say something while Thabiso was still going on and Jackie was still talking about Sundown. Remember, I think it's episode 5 where I mentioned that Sundowns are still in a honeymoon stage. And after the first draw or the first lose, things are starting to go to show because it was individual performances. A person like Shalulile, he was bringing in the goals. Besides scoring, he was also working hard for the team. He's not there. What's happening? I'll leave it there.
Okay, speaking of Sundowns, before Ona sets the house on fire, hey, come down. 4 games, 1 goal. Tabiso. Hey, balance us, Chief. Balance us, Mare.
For me, it all started with Gamia Amazulu. One, we played Pirates on a Thursday, high intensity game. And when we previewed our next game, I think it was Chakuma, I said the one thing that stood out for me from the Pirates game is not that we were clinical and everything, it was that the fitness of the team. 90th minute, we were still attacking Pirates. We were still running at them. Tapel on the right was just bombing forward. So it was a high intensity game. Ne? And then on Sunday, we played Chakuma and the game went to extra time. And then it was Amazulu on Wednesday. I said on the vlog when we were previewing the match, I said, rest a few players, rest the likes of River. I even said Shalini shouldn't start that game, And the guys thought I was crazy because I thought it doesn't make sense to play 240 minutes in such a short period of time and then have the same guys start the next game. So for a team that has such depth, we claim to have depth, but we're not using it, man. You ask yourself, why can't we use the bench? Why don't we trust the other guys? I mean, today, Spelele, he played at 10. Kapinga is on the bench. That doesn't make sense to me. He's not at 10. Why are you playing at 10? They've played him at 10 and he has never worked. So I don't know. I don't want to say this, but I think maybe our technical team, they don't have faith in and trust on certain players, and they just thinking or they will the guys, the regulars will drag us through to the finish line, and I'm scared now. I don't want to lie.
There's no need to be scared, Chief. There's no need to be scared. Relax, man. It's not a rough match.
Don't panic, man.
Don't panic.
Guys, momentum is very important in football, and Amazon have momentum right now. Don't take them lightly.
Don't worry about Amazulu. They finished all of their goals today. 5 goals.
Oh, like we did against Pirates.
Exactly. Their point is done. Altamish?
Ask Tabiso, are there too many? Have you finally come to the realization that there might be too many cooks in the kitchen?
No.
I knew this was gonna come.
I think there are too many cooks in the kitchen, and that's why you're having this problem.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I guess every team at a certain period of the season, they will have their slump. I guess we're going through our slump right now, but it has come at a terrible time when we're going towards the end of the season. So one hopes that we get our goal scoring boots on against Pirates again, because we left them in the field after we played them. But I don't think it has to do with too many cooks. I think yes, having one coach. Okay, we always had 3 coaches, but with Peter, he was the main man. I'm not saying Manova is not the main man, but yeah, I'm sure you guys get what I'm talking about. It was much easier that way, But I think the guys might have different opinions and views, but I think they've got a cordial working relationship, and yeah, I think we're just going through a slump. And if you remember early in the season, we were pressing high. We were mad dogs. Coach Fulani and the guys used to call the team mad dogs. And remember Klopp's Liverpool, they'd go. The tempo was always high. So I think it might have caught up with us right now. I think the intensity is gone. We lethargic, man. Against Chiefs let us have the ball, and we did nothing. We didn't threaten them. Yes, we scored. Yes, there was that Mabue chance, but we are not that Sundowns that at times, Sundowns doesn't play at a high tempo for 90 minutes. Sundowns know when to lower the game, when to take it up, But against Chiefs, it was at the same level throughout the game. So I think the legs might be gone. Yeah.
I think in terms of having too many chefs in the kitchen, Ona explained it perfectly in one of the previous episodes where he said, look, Mangoba's the main guy in charge. Rolani's got the tactics. And Steve Kompella's great at managing individual players. So Ona explained it so beautifully that they all have different roles at the end of the day. So it's a matter of just knowing your role. And like you said earlier, for a car to move forward, everybody needs to play in their position. And they're doing that. I just think right now we miss Chalile, man. Chalile is that guy that had that thing up front. And I think we don't have a replacement for him, what's his name? Erasmus plays better behind Chalile than in front. Mutupa is just not cutting it, in my opinion. So we just missed that spark.
But wait. Guys, please help me out here. You're saying Mutupa is not cutting it. Ne? Gift has been injured for the better part of the season. Ne? And correct. I think, honestly, against Chiefs, Gift did very well. His hold-up play, his moving the defenders out of position. For someone who hasn't played for such a long time, I think I'd really love to hear your guys' opinion on Gift's game on Sunday against Chiefs, because I really think Gift did well on Sunday. He might not have scored, but remember, I think he's the one who assisted Gaston for a goal, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm not going to dispute with that, but I think bringing in Afonso would be something different. We need someone up there that's going to hold the ball for the Jets. I mean, today he was there, but hey, he was not there. Altamish, there.
No, I just wanted to correct you there earlier about what you said about the coaches. You said Mangoba is the coach and Rolani is the tactician, but Steve Kompella is there just to teach Serino English.
Yay!
Oh my!
Wow!
Hey!
No, I was about to say to Tabiso that with Mutupa and moving away the defenders, man, even this guy at Maritzburg, Judas Musiamedi moves Kaizer Chiefs defenders. The bar is so low. You cannot say Mutupa was doing well by moving Kaizer Chiefs defenders. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs supporter, and I know Kaizer Chiefs center backs are easy to move. Even myself, I can move them, and I only play 5%.
My man.
In terms of the coaches, yes, correct. I did mention that the setup at Sundowns is a good working one if they do look at it in a way that it's a working relationship and not I'm the head. But if they work together, it can work out for them. But like I said, the team has been carried by individual performances. I know you will disagree, but yeah. And thanks to Atlami, she actually enlightened me to a very important factor that I had forgotten. Yes, Steve Kompella is there to teach Serino English, maybe even Afonso. Actually, does Afonso still play football?
Afonso's been injured for the better half of last season. I mean, most of last season and this season as well. He's been injured.
Sundowns, how many matches did he play without being injured?
He gave us a Telkom knockout. That's all that matters.
But anyone can head the ball into the net, man. That's all he does.
For me, it's difficult to banter Chiefs because I use DSTV now to watch football matches. And as you may know, data is really expensive in our country, and wasting data on Chiefs is not worth it for me.
Sure.
I don't think the Chiefs
if Tabiso, if you're not watching Kaizer Chiefs on any platform, what football are you watching South African? Because that's the only team that plays all 30 matches on the telly.
Problem is you call what Chiefs do playing football. That's the first problem.
Nah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Violence. All right, let's move it quickly from the PSL.
But anyways, how does a team lose to themselves? Like, explain that to me. But I'll understand. You have 3 coaches.
Can I tell you what Manda Nkasi said today?
Okay.
Manda Nkasi today said that, look, the cabinet is in Sundowns. The 2021 season is already in Sundowns' cabinet. It's for them to lose. Simple as
Gavin
that.
also said. Gavin said this.
Just hope you don't do
on
what
Sunday.
Kaizer Chiefs did last season. Just hope you don't do that. And I think also Tabiso mentioned about momentum and how if it goes down, it's really bad. It's really a struggle to get it up again. Look what's happening to Liverpool. They're really struggling. So let's hope you're not on the same slope.
But I mean, you can't bring in Liverpool, man. Liverpool does not even have a defense to start off with, you know? It's just a 4-game slump. The moment we scored
can use the same excuse for Kaizer Chiefs. So I can use the same excuse for Kaizer Chiefs.
No, you can't, because it's been 6 seasons and this is the first season where you can't buy players. So I don't understand.
Oh.
Oh my goodness!
All right.
That's what I signed for.
Peter Musimani has said that he doesn't want to coach Bafana. He says he's staying put at Al Ahly, and Al Ahly bosses are saying, look, they also dropped a statement saying that he's going absolutely nowhere. Oh, like it's so tricky, this one, as because Safa really wants Peter, but now it seems that Carlos Queiroz is the one that's being picked for the Bafana coach. What is the criteria for picking a Bafana coach? Like, this thing is confusing me. They were supposed to have dropped the announcement on Saturday. They have not as yet because of COVID regulations. Like, what's going on at Safa? Can someone please balance me? Anyone?
Let me start. You know, I've been saying that our previous recordings that Safa is going to try their level best to get Peter Msimane. And you guys kept on saying it's not going to happen. And I was told that they even approached President Cyril Ramaphosa to try and negotiate with the Egyptian FAA. The Egyptian FAA with Al Ahly for Peter to come this side. And Peter is still refusing because of that person, Una's friend. Yes, Danny Jordan.
The mayor of Qabecha.
Exactly. Now, we're done with that. But looking at the criteria, I don't think Bafana even have a criteria these days, because I think you just have to have an ambition. Apparently, you just have to agree with them with regards to Operation 2022 or Operation 2020 something, in order for you to actually be eligible for you to actually coach Bafana. Because looking at the people that actually applied for and the top 3 at for the Bafana job. Your Carlos Queiroz, we're going backwards. This is a guy who has. I understand the fact that he took us to the last World Cup that we actually qualified for, but he has not achieved anything ever since, despite the fact that he took Iran to the World Cup. But other than that, what has he achieved? Okay, I understand Hervé Renard, he has won 2 AFCON with 2 different nations, but is he willing to relocate his current job of Saudi Arabia to come this side? I don't think so. Do they have the money to pay that amount of money for Hervé Renard? Hugo Bruce, he only coached Cameroon and won the AFCON, but he has not done anything for African football. So it's I don't know, man. I don't understand why they try and they level and why they're making things so difficult for them to actually find a new coach. Or why can't they just go and take Kevin Hunt, a coach Bafana, a coach Kaizer Chiefs once, because it's not as if Bafana is going to win anything with a new coach.
Ultimate.
Get me?
No. I agree. We can talk about this coach. We can talk about that coach. But Jackie's right. There's no structure at all in Safa. Safa House is a complete mess. Safa House, that house needs to be completely wiped out. That board, whoever is there, until you fix the problems at the top, nothing on the field of play is going to change. No matter who you hire, it's a mess. I think Danny is the biggest problem for me. Anybody else around Danny also needs to go as well, because he's bringing those people in. As soon as Danny goes, I think we'll see a new Safa and we'll see a new Bafana. because nothing is going to change. I am adamant. I've given up hope like the rest of the country with Bafana. I'm happy with the direction that Banyana is going. I'm happy with that. Then I'm happy to support them most of the time. I'd rather support Banyana more than anything than more than Bafana, because I don't know what's going on our men's national team, and seriously, Safa needs to burn first.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. Let's be honest. Now, we saw that CSA was basically. I mean, Natim Tetra interrupted CSA and said, "Look, you guys saw that your story. You know what I mean? You guys we don't recognize the country does not recognize you as the official cricket body. Should Natim Tetra do the same thing at SAPA? Tabiso, give me your thoughts, bro."
When you start mentioning Nazi for me, to start with, is a terrible minister. Is it? The thing is, let me go back to the coach when it comes to coaching Bafana. I want to ask a question. Are we as South Africans patient enough for someone like Pitso? Because when Pitso comes in, he's not going to be thinking about the next World Cup. He's going to be thinking about 2026. That's going to be his focus. Remember when they fired him? Remember what he said? He said when he was preparing for the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, he wanted to play the big boys of African football so that he can see where we are. And what did Safa say? They brought nothing countries, and we beat them, and everyone thought, we good, and we are not. It was so. Are we patient? It would be great for Bafana, but if I was him, I wouldn't coach. I wouldn't come now because of everything that the guys have said in terms of the management, the structure, and all that. But at the same time, I want to pose this question to us as the supporters. Are we patient enough to have someone build our national team?
I mean, the Kaizer Chiefs fans are not. They're not even giving Kevin Hunt one season, so clearly not on that side. But I think, I mean, we need to be patient as fans. You know, we need to get a coach that's gonna build from scratch. Because right now the School of Excellence is closed. Things like the Under-12 World Cup, they're now taking a school instead of taking individual players from across the country. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. Ona?
I think two episodes back I mentioned this, that Bafana needs a long project. But like what Tabiso said, if you bring in a coach like Pito, or you have another coach who thinks long term, so I don't think we're patient enough to answer Tabiso. I don't think we're patient enough. At first I had suggested that you bring in a coach who will start off a project and then have someone who will sit in to see through the project. And Jackie corrected me that that's not going to work. Is it Jackie or was it you, TY? One of the two corrected me, and I think Tabiso is right. I think it's a project that goes beyond coaching. It's a project that also comes in with an awareness to us as the nation about patience and all that, to actually rebuild the national team. And all those structures that were there, the schools of excellences, your under-12 and the schools league, I think that's where we need to start, at grassroots. We need to start there. And then once we're done with rebuilding all those structures, who becomes a coach, who comes in, whatever, can just continue with a project that started from grassroots. Look at what happened at Barcelona. I think for like a period stretch of 6 years, where you have a coach, they change a coach after 3 years, but they still continue with the same project, and like nothing much changes. That's exactly what needs to happen. The structures like Ajax Amsterdam, what they do, they build from grassroots, and whether they bring in a coach, the same philosophy goes through. I think that's what we need at our national team, that we need to have a certain philosophy that we build on. Who is the coach is not the question, but keeping through with the philosophy is what we need. And like I actually like what Atlamish did. We need to give depth to to Banyana, what they do and the what is happening there is really great. The only thing that I can actually say SAFA is doing good is with the national women's team and the national women's league. And I see there's about 4 teams that have sponsors that were signed this week. So that's the only say that I have with SAFA, that, hey, you're doing good. But when it comes to the national team, men's national team, no. The whole board needs to go. Even the SAFA needs to go.
I don't even think they're that involved in the women's league or the women's team. I think it's just one of those things in my opinion.
I think there's a project manager there who's focused on that.
I think they're just letting it. You have that B team that just trains by itself. I think that's Banyana right now, and they're doing better than the actual team that we focusing on. That they focus on rather. Altamish?
Yeah, no. I agree that they doing the bare minimum. But like Una says, they are doing something good with the women's team with Banyana. But they are doing the bare minimum, because if you look at also the kinds of salaries and the amount of monies they're paying the women, it's atrocious. For them, sports should be a results-based kind of game. If you're gonna base this on results, what Banyana is getting paid and what those players and coaches are getting paid compared to what the ladies are getting paid is disgusting. Those women should be getting paid way more. I mean, they qualified for the World Cup. And they made it to the final of the AFCON, so they no ways they should be getting anything less. They should be at least on par with the men's team.
Yes, but you see, ultimately, when you're talking about payments now, we're gonna bring in sponsors and viewers and
I know it's a long story, but shouldn't that be a priority? I know Danny Jordan can pick up a phone and make a phone call, and he can get that kind of money. We all know this. That man has power. So that's not an excuse, you know what I mean?
I think when it comes to sponsors, there's this argument that you need the sponsors to actually bring in the money. But these days, we know even private companies have people who will go out there who are just solely focused in going out there to look for sponsors. So I think if Danny Jordan and SAFA just focus in rebuilding the whole structure and just get someone who will be focused in getting the sponsors, it will actually get in the money to pay Banyana. And in terms of getting viewers, you prioritize the game. You make whatever you did to actually get the men's game to get attention. You do the same for Banyana, then you start paying them equal to the men's team.
Accurate. All right, we need to wrap up real quick, gents. We need to wrap up.
I think we lost Sundowns. We lost the Sundowns, man. Where's he gone?
Don't worry.
He's back.
I'm back, fellas.
I thought he fell down the ladder there.
No, he's above the law. What are you talking about? All right, we need to wrap up real quick. We need an update from you, bro. You said if Porto loses to Chelsea, Mark is gonna get a Chelsea jersey. What's the update on that?
Yeah, you see the procurement process in South African government. It's the same process. No, Mark will be getting his shirt in the next week.
Okay, perfect. So next week when we record, Mark's gonna have his jersey.
Okay.
All right, cool stuff. Quick one with the Champions League, real quick. It was 1-1 yesterday. Real Madrid versus Chelsea, and then right now at this point, PSG is playing Man City. Who's winning the Champions League? I need this one real quick. Let me start with you, Tabis.
Hopefully PSG. I don't want any English team winning it because I'm a Liverpool supporter. So yeah, hopefully PSG for me. And I have to dash off right now, unfortunately, guys.
No stress.
Right now, yeah. Yes, winning 1-0.
Altamish, who's winning the Champions League?
I'd like to see Mbappe lift the Champions League, so I'll say PSG. If not PSG, I hate Man City. I'm a Manchester United supporter, so I would hate to see Man City win the Champions League. So I would say PSG. Yeah.
SS. I don't like Mbappe. Jackie, who's winning?
I'm gonna go with Madrid. I think I think because of experience, Madrid have been in these situations before. They are the most experienced team out of all four teams. I think going to Chelsea next week, they've got this in the bag. I think they'll win the Champions League.
It's theirs to lose, my man. Ona, who's winning the Champions League?
I gave Porto an outside chance. I don't know why, but I did. But somehow, Madrid, in terms of, I think Madrid will take it.
And United's winning the Europa League, guys. Just putting it out there.
Oh my goodness. Here we go.
We're winning it.
United.
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm sure.
It's not going to be Arsenal. It's not going to be Arsenal. You know that.
Obvious. They still be trusting the process. That's not.
Guys, impossible. You know that Arsenal's on a gap year. What are you talking about? Arsenal's on a gap year.
Ona, can I ask you, which one of your teams is not on a gap year?
It's been on a gap year, man.
I think, TY, you said we're wrapping this up. Can we wrap it up?
He's on a gap decade, eh? And they're chilling there. All right.
Before we leave, the predictions for the game between Downs and Pirates on Sunday.
Obvious.
Win. So there's nothing happening there by Pirates. In any case, I would pick any team against Pirates any other day.
Yeah, no, I'll take it any day in future. Looking at the situation right now.
No, like
you take a 1-0, you take a penalty.
Look
Hey, you
at
take it.
Mine is that if it's a case, it's a Pirates and Sundowns game, I wouldn't pick any of the two to win, but I would support a result against Pirates any other day. It's not that I'm choosing Sundowns. I'm supporting the result against Pirates any other day.
The fact that you want Downs to win, that's the most important
No, I
thing.
don't want Sundowns to win. I would just pick a result against Pirates. There's a difference between choosing Sundowns and choosing a result against Pirates. There's a difference.
Why justify? Stop justifying, bro.
Ultimate Sundowns, Pirates, second.
I'm also like I see Una's dilemma there. We both. I don't want to see either of those teams win. But if I had to choose, because I don't want to see Sundowns progress, I'm going with Pirates. I'm going with the Pirates win because I want to see. Actually, I want to see Amazulu and Benny doing some magic. I want to see the underdog going all the way.
Whoever's going to edit this episode, can you do me a favor? Ne?
Yeah.
The part where he says I'll go with Pirates, can that be our promo clip?
Sure.
I don't edit the part out before that when I said I don't like either team.
We're not going to give any context. We just want you to say I'll go with Pirates. That's all we need.
Atlamish.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you think Zimbabwe is clued up at what is doing the Pirates?
This question is coming.
I don't take much interest in what Jay-Z is doing. I just like to see them fall. So
yeah,
as long as they're falling, I'm happy.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
All right, gents. This has been another episode of Podcast and Chill. This has been another episode of the Banter Club. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to follow. I was watching that other podcast now before we actually hopped on. That's on top of mind. So yeah, please make sure that you subscribe, you follow. We are the #1 sports podcast in the country right now. So please help us grow. Tell your grandmother, is what I would say. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you very much to our guests for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully,
thank you so much.
Get to come back in the near future. As soon as Sundowns lifts the league, I'd love you guys to come back and have this discussion with us. Agreed?
Sure, yes.
Definitely. Ona, thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone. Please subscribe to all 3 podcasts. You can subscribe to Amakhosi4Live. You can subscribe to Mamelodi Sundowns FC Fan Club. You can subscribe to Banter Club SA. Yes, the best 3 podcasts in the country right now in terms of football.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Let's all go listen, watch, subscribe. tell your grandmother, everyone, even your
There you go.
ancestors, tell
You
them.
said way better than I said. Tell your grandmother. Jackie, thank you very much, man.
Thank you, man. Continue, you guys must continue supporting us. Continue subscribing on YouTube, streaming, and so forth. And we love you guys' feedback. And yeah, man.
Ultimate, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you for inviting me, and appreciate it so much, man. Don't forget, yeah, man, subscribe. We'll do the same and follow you guys and subscribe on Spotify and stuff. And also, we subscribe to us on YouTube, and we're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Amakhosi4Live. Thank you so much, man.
My man. Unfortunately, Tabiso's left us, but thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, subscribe, like, repost, retweet, favorite, you name it. We are out.
Join us every week on The Banter Club.